Hello, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. Welcome to 2024 July. Some big changes are coming that could be breakthrough energy in significant long-term love relationships, business partners, and how you approach your audience and client marketplace for your career path. Also, I'm really kind of liking the idea that something is shifting regarding your home. Something you may be getting ready to refinance, move, or shift something to do with where you live. We'll be talking about what else is happening for you in this quite positive month of July 2024. So before we get started and break this down into details, let me say who I am and what I'm up to. My name is Lori Lothian. I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign house system. I love fixed stars, minor asteroids. You get a lot of that kind of content, all signs wise, on my channel. I put out about 20 or 30 videos every month. And if you like all signs content, including weekly Monday forecasts for your sign, please subscribe, like, and hit my notification bell. Only promotions going on is to remind you, Sky Reader is starting my 6-week class live. Time Your Best Life, learn to be your own astrologer, jump aboard. The waitlist link is below that allows you to get early bird enrollment discounts and a bunch of other gifts and perks by being the first in the enrollment door. Enrollment will open in August. Also, a note to file. Do you like handcrafted one-of-a-kind jewelry? I sure do. This is made by my friend Milena. She is a gifted and award-winning artist, and you want to get some of her jewelry shipped to you. Her link to her store is below. And I cannot believe that I bought a vintage dress from Portugal. I'm recording from Portugal in June 19th, and that it happens to be that this particular earring set matches perfectly. Yes. Isn't that crazy? I'm staying with her right now. So please consider looking into her work and supporting an artist. All right. So as we get going and we talk about this month, Scorpio, let's make a big note to file. You are a Mars ruled being as our Aries folk, right? So Mars is the biggest story for you in the month of July by far. It's that breakthrough change I have in all of my thumbnails. Well, you're going to be really feeling it. That's because Mars will enter into a conjunction around the 14th to the 16th of July with Uranus, the god of unexpected dramatic breakthrough change. And this energy is happening in your 8th house of chunky money. So let's break it down because did I say chunky money? In your 7th house of significant long-term love relationship. I apologize. And that energy can be very destabilizing or very invigorating. And it may not even be about you. It could be if you're in a long-term love relationship, committed, monogamous, that the other person you're with around the middle of July will be experiencing some radical, unexpected changes. Now, this is a synodic cycle and it happens to be reoccurring. So you had a conjunction of Mars-Uranus last time, early August of 2022. And if you were in a long-term relationship, yes, it could have been shocking, destabilizing energies, but also it could have been big, unexpected, dramatic, life-changing changes for your partner. Now, this cycle was last seen to occur in the 1930s when Mars-Uranus kept meeting together in Taurus. And we've been experiencing this cycle again since Uranus entered into Taurus in 2019. And there's approximately 3 of these conjunctions before he leaves in 2026. Now, it's a synodic cycle, which indicates that you're going to experience it not just 14th, 15th, 16th of July, but rather it could reverb through 2 years. So if you're alone and you don't have a partner in that 7th house, there's no one there, the space is empty, that could be a radical, exciting, and shocking new relationship coming your way, not just mid-July, but over the next couple of years as this cycle unfolds itself. If you're an artist or you're a salesperson or you reach out to an audience or a marketplace from your Leonine 10th house of career, that way that you reach out to those people is radically changing, breakthrough changes. And possibly if you engage in business partnerships, that is changing as well. But for the most part, too, because the 7th house is significant others in your life, it may not be about you. Could be the experience of your partner in business or love, and you're witnessing it from the 1st house position. Which reminds me to tell you, if you're listening for your Scorpio sun, you could be listening for career and purpose matters and father figures. And if you're listening for your Scorpio moon, your body, your home, your nest, and your mother figures. But if you're listening for your rising sign, you're technically listening about anything that has to do with you as a Scorpio character avatar in the video matrix simulation of life. Alrighty? So Listen for all three and see what fits best, because also the sun can represent your deeper essence, your soul. So keep that in mind. Breakthrough change energies are rattling through your seventh house of committed love, business partners, and audience marketplace space. Look ahead, see what happens. We're going to break the month down by talking about planetary shifts and ingresses to the different parts of your sky. Then we're going to do it in a chronological order of what's happening bit by bit through the month. You might want to grab a pen or a paper in order to make the most of the sky. It happens to be positive. This July is not a gnarly month. You only have a couple of really difficult energies in the sky. So let's start talking about Mars, your Lord. As I mentioned, Lord Mars was moving through the sign of Taurus since last June 9th, behind you, and he leaves Taurus on July 21st. This means that he's in your seventh house. Have you noticed if you're in a business partnership or a love partnership that your significant other has been more grumpy, aggressive, conflictual, energetically gnarly? Possibly that's what that looks like. Mars can cause conflicts in long-term business and love relationships. Now, contractual legal agreements and breaking and ending them, those are things that may have been happening in your life since June the 9th and continues through till July 21st. Then thank God the pressure is out of your marriage house and Mars moves into the chunky money house. Now, caveat, the chunky money house is the money you share with your spouse or significant other. And after all that intensity of Mars is every 2 years through your seventh house, especially with the shock and awe of Uranus. If anything got destabilized in July in your marriage type relationship, sometimes Mars in this eighth house is like, and here's the sofa and you take the cat and let's divide our shared resources. But if not, when Mars moves into your chunky money house where Jupiter is portending an inheritance or some very good luck with investments or banks and financing, Mars is joining Jupiter there. Jupiter will have been there since June, early June, and stays till next June. And that's your inheritance window, your lucky mortgages window, your chunky money coming at you window. Good things are happening here. But Mars will join Jupiter, and he'll join Jupiter on the 21st of July through to September the 5th. He'll be co-present with Jupiter in your eighth house. Well, it can look like some very exciting energy around chunky money caused by action or focused new directions. Mars can cut and end things. So you may cut away from something that causes you to have expenses like a loan or a mortgage. And Jupiter allows for good things to happen in that cutting away. But as Mars is moving through your eighth house, he's also pretending possible refinances or changes of home connected to finances. Okay. And we're going to get to that when we break down the month ahead. In chronological order. Venus is a benefic planet who does only good things. She loves us up, and she's doing some really sweet stuff for you in this month of July. Venus will be moving through the sign of Cancer as of mid-June, and she continues her journey through the sign of Cancer through until the actual date of July the 12th. So as she's moving through Cancer till about the second week of July, she's giving you a lot of support because she's flowing from the watery Cancer to your Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And so this is one of the yearly feel-goods as she's in an applied trine to your energy fields of Sun, Moon, and Rising. So first of all, you might be more hopeful, inspired, feel more deeply on purpose, find more spiritual meaning in life during this time. You may also have some positive, joyful, and fun travel opportunities or some positive academic results if you're a student. So this is just a sweet glow as she moves through your ninth house. If you're into publications and book publishing, she blesses you there as well. And as she continues to move through that part of your sky, right? She's also co-present with Mercury for some of that time. Only in the very first 3 days is Mercury still in Cancer. So until about July the 3rd, you're feeling energy for both Venus and Mercury, giving you superior ninth house blessings. Now, Venus will move on July the 12th to August the 5th into your 10th house of career. This is so lovely. It happens on the yearly, but it's career success glow up. The boss loves you. You get a raise, you get a promotion. Your results are great. You're popular with the people. The masses love you. You love you. You're just shining at the top of the sky for a Miss Popularity contest, Mr. Congeniality. I don't know, but it looks good. And usually good things happen in our career when Venus traverses the 10th house, including enjoying our career space, enjoying our job, enjoying our maybe colleagues and coworkers, especially given she will trine Chiron in the house of work. And she's giving herself a kind of like permission to give you some more joy and fun in the work environment. So she'll be there July the 12th, right through to August the 5th. So you're going to really enjoy the workspace for some reason, but also the 10th house can be the house of weddings. And I've seen people get married or have celebrations or wedding events when Venus is in the 10th house. My son is a Scorpio rising. Indeed, he'll be having a wedding celebration party during that window. So it's like being celebratory, joyful, and being happy in the top of your sky, July the 12th to August the 5th. Now, on July the 3rd, Mercury leaves Cancer and moves into that celebratory 10th house of weddings, reputation, career, and job stuff. So when you have both Venus and Mercury up there, you're highly social in your work, you're having fun, you can negotiate deals and contracts. Mercury will be up in the top of the sky July 3rd to the 26th, but the sweetest spot is when Venus is with him. So I want you to think about July 12th to July 26th. July 12th to July 26th, Venus and Mercury together in your 10th house. The ideal time to look for a new job, ask for a raise, try for a promotion. If you're self-employed, put stuff into the public eye at the top of the high noon sky for great success. So that's your sweetest spot, July the 12th to the 26th, for proactively using both a Venus in Leo 10th house, Mercury in Leo 10th house, juicy sky. Can't go for that. Mercury will leave on July 26th. He stays in your 10th house to July 26th. And then on the 27th, moves into home kingdom Virgo. He'll be there till August 13th. Because of a retrograde, he comes back to your 10th house, which can, by the way, mean career opportunities from the past coming back in the second half of August to you. But as he is in Virgo, right, for the first part of that, July 27th through to August 13th, some of that including a retrograde. So career money from the past can come back to you as well. But, the gist of it is he wants you to explore something from your past, and you'll start to know what this is as of July 27th onward, connected to financial gain from your career or connected to large groups of belonging and social gatherings. Now, for my son, who's a Scorpio rising, he'll be getting married, right? Having a big party. I think it's on July the 27th, the day that sociable Mercury enters into the house of large groups of belonging. You can't ask for anything more literal. So enjoy Mercury. He's social and sociable in the 11th house. He likes to do things with groups of belonging people, friendship circles, etc. And you might have some communication July 27th to about August 13th from an elder sibling, a lot of phone calls, text messages, or from a friend from your past. Now, moving forward, what about the breakdown of the sun and the moon stories, the lunations? First of all, I don't do a lot of deep dive here because we'll have a whole video on my channel about this, but the Cancer new moon is on July the 5th. That means a new beginning in your 9th house. Well, it could be many things. New beginning, July 5th, add 6 months, or even add two weeks afterwards with foreign travel, foreign shores, visas, passports, bureaucracy, human resources, book publishing, third marriages, new beginnings in academic studies, new beginnings in foreign travel, but new beginnings in the deeper meaning of your life. What's your dharma? What's your original medicine? What are you here for? How do you make sense of your life? It's a spiritual house. It's a house of God. So there's a new beginning there. And then on the 21st of July, we have a second Capricorn moon in a month. There was one back in June, and that's called a blue moon. There is a 29 anaretic degree Capricorn full moon on July 21st. That is going to be in your 3rd house of trips and travel, short distance journeys, skills-based learning, 3rd house of the local environment and your neighbors and neighborhood. Now, completion is here. Fullness is here. Ripening and harvesting is here. So that can indicate in the 2 weeks that follow a completion of something to do with those 3rd house matters or fulfillment of it. But also you want to let that ride 6 months, because in the 6 months that follow, it may mean a completion of the neighborhood. Okay, you're going to move. It could be a completion of a writing project. It could be a completion of a course you're taking. So it's coming, something is coming to its fulfillment in that 3rd house for you. And siblings belong in this house, so some completion of relationships with aunts, uncles, and cousins and siblings is possible. Let's break it down bit by bit, if you don't mind. We're going to go through the sky in the chronological order. It might be helpful for you if you want to get a pen and paper so that you can connect these dots and have a record of what we're about to do. And you can always pause the recording so you can take notes. Yeah, that's a massage table next to me. I'm staying in Melena's house, the jewelry maker, and she's got a massage table because she's also a tantra worker, a teacher. On July the 1st to the 3rd, Venus trines Saturn. Now, Venus is a goddess of love and money, and Saturn is stability and solid and practical energy, enduring energy. We like this. We always love the trines between Venus and Saturn. And she's trining from Cancer. Now, Cancer is your 9th house. We talked about the meaning, God, travel. And Saturn is in your 5th house of children and romance. Entrepreneurial stuff and creative projects. Now, if you're like an author or you're a creative type and you get this combination, you could find yourself in the hands of a publisher or a record deal or something, because the goddess of Venus is also the goddess of the arts in the 9th house of publications, or the word international. So some of you might have some enduring positive developments there in creative endeavors, July the 1st to the 3rd. The other way to see this is it could be some amazing opportunity with a significant romantic partner to do with legal matters or foreign travel, or there may be some kind of positive stories going on with legal and court cases that benefit you in a financially good fortune way. And if you're trying to have a child or a grandchild is on your horizon because you have children who can have children, there's a bit of a fertility signature here. So that can be about fertility matters, and a positive one at that. So you might be getting pregnant, or your partner having a lot of pre-July 4th fun. At the same time, June 1st to 3rd, you can say also happening is Mercury is in Cancer, which is the same place, but Venus is your 9th house, and he is in a flow to Neptune in your 5th house. Dreamy travel opportunities to far off places that are romantic, travel to involving one of your children, visas and passports working out perfectly, legal matters and legal documents being formed and forged to do with romantic love or creative projects. Again, July the 1st to the 3rd. On July the 4th, Mars will sextile Saturn. Mars is about change quite often, and he is in your 7th house of that significant other and legal contracts, flowing to Saturn in your 5th house of romance, creative projects, entrepreneurial endeavors, and your children. So there can be some change of agreements or vows or contracts between you and a significant other, you and a child, or something's going on that's positive and leads to success, because there's a lot of active forbearance and perseverance in the house of your significant other with Mars, and they may be solidifying some gains to do with creativity, entrepreneurship, or matters to do with children. Your partner may be going through this positive experience July the 4th, a day or two on either side. On July the 8th, Mercury sextiles Jupiter. Well, at the same time, Venus sextiles Uranus. It's a good sky, guys. July the 8th, Mercury in the sign of Leo, the 10th house of your career, has a kissing cousin love up with Jupiter in your chunky money house. You definitely are looking at some financial good things happening in the visible sky. People are noticing you get some money, but it can happen also through a father figure or career matters. Again, raises, promotions, sign-on bonuses, severance packages. I don't know. What do you call it? Performance review bonuses. Some money stories look good on you, coming through the sky in July the 8th timeframe. Also, Venus sextiling Uranus at the same time from your 10th house, from the 9th house, Venus is in the house of God, and she's, again, visas, passports, travel, and Uranus is the house of your significant other. So some surprising sudden developments that you didn't expect to do with legal contracts, courts, institutions, word international, and or your partner and your significant other, or a client or audience member. Again, this may be less about you and more about them, but there's a positive surprise there as Venus sextiles Uranus, and it can look like a positive money or love surprise as well. Lakshmi, 9th house, money and luck come together, connected to your partnership around, if you have one. If you're single, a sudden opportunity to fall madly in love with somebody new that surprises you, July the 8th for all of you singletons, and maybe connected to travel, foreign lands, foreign shores, or religious or spiritual settings and institutions. July the 10th to the 12th, Sun trines Saturn, Venus trines Neptune. Saturn and Neptune both in Pisces, your fifth house of creativity, children, fifth house of entrepreneurship, fifth house of romance. Neptune was wanting to find you a soulmate, but Saturn's super realistic. Only practical love will do here, only sober-minded love. But Neptune says soulmate, soulmate. So for you single Scorpios, there's this kind of push and pull between realism and fantasy around love. And as those two are sitting together and we see Venus, the goddess of love, trining Neptune, if you've been looking for Mr. Soulmate or Miss Soulmate, this is a possible yes, July 10th to the 12th. If you're already in a love story, it brings a mystical, spiritual, and dreamy element to the existing love and romantic relationship, July 10th and 12th. And with the sun also flowing to Saturn as Venus flows to Neptune, this fifth house, ninth house axis is full of juice. Dreamy getaways, romantic getaways, travel opportunities that just light your soul up, creative and entrepreneurial projects getting international attention, book publishing deals and contracts, elevation of your reputation in circles of publication or academic success that inspires and brings you joy from your practical hard work in the fifth house, perhaps. So all of these things are possible. On July the 12th, however, now, this is the one part of the sky that's hard. Venus opposes Pluto. That's because she moves into Leo, which is your 10th house of career, and is opposite Pluto in your 4th house. And what the bottom line of that is hard-assed tension between home and work environment. Now, Pluto could be a power struggle with somebody in your home, vis-a-vis or in contrast to some success you're having in the workplace. Right? Or you might be having some kind of work situation emerging, especially involving females or finances and work, or some kind of what you desire or what is desired in the work, and what is possibly a conflict of interest with things to do with the home life. Now, it could be practical. Your boss wants to move you to Siberia, and you're like, I don't want to change my home. Pluto, 4th house of home, property, and real estate, Venus opportunity in the career, and a tension in the sky happening. Worst case scenario is toxic love relationships in the workplace can be forming with fatal attractions. So be careful around July the 12th, 13th, 14th. On July 14th to the 15th, Mars and Uranus conjunct. I talked about that in the beginning. Go back and listen. That's the breakthrough change that's on the header of all of these July videos. We can see then after that, that's the 16th to the 18th of July, the sun will sextile Uranus. Sun and Uranus are positive energies, usually about surprises in your career. And this surprising Sun-Uranus combination has the sun sitting in your 9th house still. That's often like very human resourcey. And it's maybe taking cue from Venus sextiling Uranus July the 8th. So July the 8th and then later, July 16th, the 18th could be a repeating or second part of a similar story. So the human resources department or the paperwork department or the job application section of reality, your 9th house, has some positive things going July the 8th and July 16th to the 18th. And it looks really good for career, but it can also look like some surprising positive things from a father figure coming through the sky on July 16th to the 18th that benefits you and your significant other. And finally, then we move into Mars trining Pluto. Just before he does that, he'll be trining Pluto the 21st to the 23rd of July. Just before he does that, okay, let's go the 19th to the 20th. He sextiles, all right, a positive relationship. He sextiles Neptune. Neptune's at the very end, at 29 degrees, retrograding, of your 5th house of romance and love and entrepreneurship and creativity and children. And then at the same time, Mars at the anaretic, turbulent degree of your marriage or significant love house. So I'm not going to lie, it's positive because it's a sextile, but it's a 29th anaretic degree, which is sometimes turbulent. So be aware of that. There's some kind of sweet spiritual warrior archetype energy coming through from your significant business and love type partners, flowing to the house of pregnancy and children. And I mentioned earlier, there's some fertility signatures in your sky as well. So again, there can be some stories going on there around pregnancy, but also could be about a turning point, a critical turning point around the visions and dreams you have in your creative and romantic love stories. Especially if you're an artist and you're doing creative projects, there could be something very good happening here, a new ambitious direction, maybe someone coming in who wants to legally sign you up for something for your art, like a gallery opportunity or a publishing contract or something like that. The trine to Pluto. So the Pluto and Mars together are power, just pure divine power, individual willpower, celestial titanic forces of evolutionary willpower, divine power, Pluto, and personal willpower, Mars, up sensibly. But Pluto's in your fourth house of property, homeland, real estate, and family legacy wealth. And he can definitely help you with, I'm going to say, buying gold and silver and precious metals when he's down in the fourth house if you're an investor. And he's in a whole sign flow to Jupiter in the house of the stock markets. But don't take my advice financially, please. But Jupiter says, hey, until next June, we want to give you some chunky money. Is it an inheritance? Probably for some of you. Is it money that's coming because of an investment paying off? Yes, probably for some of you. Is it money because your partner's getting richer and you're sharing the resources? Yes, for some of you. That Jupiter story goes till next June. But as Jupiter moves through your eighth house, he is flowing to Pluto in the month of July. And it is going to be around July 21st to the 23rd that Mars chimes in, joins Jupiter in your eighth house of chunky money. Bottom line, pay off a mortgage, eliminate a debt, refinance a property, buy a new home, sell a home, or rent a new home or rent out your home. All those are possible. And that's because Mars rules your sixth house of rentals. When he's in the chunky money house, there's some kind of financial negotiations or shifts going on to do with property. Again, you could be renting your own home out, renting property as a tenant, but also there's money like mortgages, banks, loans, credit cards, and legacy wealth and things like that happening here. This is positive for your finances on July the 21st to the 23rd. The only fly in the ointment is at the same time this is happening, Mercury will square Uranus. That's a bit of an unpleasant or unexpected surprise around communications, information, news. And that's coming off the career space for you. So there may be some turbulence in the career and workspace connected to legal and contractual matters or clients. Or your significant others having some turbulence that's at odds or some surprises in their life with some of the things that are going on for you in your workspace. And that will be around July the 21st to the 23rd as well. Lastly, the end of the month ends on a kind of rare note. Mars is moving at the very same pace of the sun, which is 1 degree a day in the last few days of the month, from the 24th to the 28th. Mars is keeping a lockstep sextile with the sun. The sun will be moving through the sign at the end of the month of Leo. It's Leo season. This is a solar light in your 10th house of career. You could rise to new levels of power, authority, raises, promotions, bosses love you, bright light up there. You're doing well. We've got Venus and Mercury up there. You're going to love this end of the month sky. It's beautiful. But at the same time, all that bright light's up there. I do want to say it's not so shabby to see Mars in your 8th house of chunky money, back secret deals and negotiations, perhaps, loving up that sun from the 8th house of financial stories. So looking really good at the end of this month for financial stories and work stories, dovetailing in a very, very beautiful, harmonious way, July the 24th to the 28th. Thank you for listening. I hope this is useful content so you can time your best life. That's what astrology's for, right? Like, don't go out without your umbrella when there's going to be a squall. And this is a positive month. So for most of us, it's a nice resting place, minus the big Mars-Uranus conjunction. Most of us enjoy this month ahead. And that Mars-Uranus conjunction can be a 2-year signature, not just what's happening on July 14th and 15th. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Help this channel grow, help this channel thrive. For some reason, my subs are down the month before, which is June. I think it's a subs dump of bots by YouTube, because my views are not down, just my subs, pretty dramatically, actually. So if you love this channel and you want me to keep producing content instead of doing something else, like getting a corporate day job, please support me to thrive. And so your subscription to this channel, if you're a regular especially, and you haven't subscribed, really does help it grow. You want to check out Patreon community, $5 a month, up to 3 or 4 meetings with me every month, discounts on all my classes and all that stuff. Come aboard. I'm giving you 2 free offerings, Chiron, the Key to Purpose, and my Synastry, Are You My Person relationship courses. Really love those classes. I taught them already, and these are the replays. Come aboard and join into those classes and see what you might learn by listening to the replays. Free gifts for trying me out on Patreon. You leave Patreon after 1 month because you didn't like it. $5 For $5, you got $44 worth of learning. All right. So give me a try. It's my ethical bribe. Love to see you in the Patreon community where you get to chat with me in Zoom calls and we get to know each other a bit better. Thanks for listening, Scorpio. And Sky Reader starts in September. Check the link below to subscribe. Get on the wait list. I don't want to miss that opportunity. It may be my last time teaching this class. I say that every time. This will be my 5th time teaching it. I think I might retire that course out and finish writing my astrology book. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Have a wonderful July. Mwah.